Video. This is mainly for Vladimir. I've been trying to figure out what's wrong with this spectrum analyzer to totally fix it. I did adjust the trimmer caps and trimmer resistors and kind of fudged the results to get it to pass the confidence test and the calibration test as on my other video. But as you can tell, it is sort of on life support right now. I mean, that's a joke, of course. Anyway, I want to fix it the correct way. I'm thinking it's the PIN diode. This is the schematic for the LC filter that I believe is wrong. I think it's that PIN diode right there. But nonetheless, just wanted to go over some experiments here. What I've done is basically, we have a centerline frequency. Let me get over here. You can see my other fixed Tektronix oscilloscopes. Anyway, we have a centerline frequency here of 300 megahertz, span of 5 megahertz, and the resolution bandwidth is set to 100,000 kilohertz. So, and the correction, the calibration correction is turned off, as you can see right there. What I've done here is taken the IF board, the IF bandpass board, they put it on an extender card. Each one of those jumpers you see is basically grounding the control line to one of the LC filters. When it's grounded, it widens out the filter to 5 megahertz, essentially taking it out of the circuit. That's why we pretty much have a flat line, as you can tell. Let me get here. All right. So this is the experiment, and I just wanted to know if it makes sense, what I've come up with. I think it's the PIN diode or some other capacitance related issue. So here it is. We're flat, and we're going to remove the short on the first LC filter. And this is what we get. Now, as you can tell, I've calibrated that fairly well. It's perfectly centered, it's symmetric, almost perfectly symmetric. And it's almost correct when it comes to the power rating, negative 20 dB. And it's how it should be. That's one of the filters. I'm going to put it back right here. Widen it out again. Take off the other one. Same exact thing. Perfect. Perfectly aligned. All right. Take off the last one. There's 4 filters, by the way, on 2 boards. Put this down. As you can tell, perfectly aligned. Now, this is the pivotal one. I'm going to put this back. All right, move these wires out the way. What a mess. Okay, now we flattened out. Now watch what happens. This is the filter, I think, that's the problem. All right. Now, notice we have a peak. The amplitude is a little bit lower, but it's not that bad. I mean, there's some loss, but that's not really the problem. The problem is it's shifted to the right. It's shifted upward in frequency, which of course with an LC tank circuit, the XC and XL reactance, you want to be a minima. And lowering the L or the C, the inductance or the capacitance, is going to shift the frequency up of where a minima will be found. So I doubt it's an inductor, although there are inductors in this circuit. It's probably a capacitance issue. And I think it's the capacitance of the PIN diode. One is on its way. I hope that's the problem. Of course, it could be a capacitor or what have you. But that's my conclusion. Also, what's interesting is if we take this trimmer here, this is a center trim. I really shouldn't be using a metal screwdriver, but nonetheless. If we try to trim it, okay, we can move in that direction, but trying to trim it back, look, that's as far as it'll go, is right there. I can't trim it in the opposite direction. So obviously the capacitance in the circuit is incorrect. It's drifted somehow. That's my conclusion. Now what's interesting is let's see what this does. If we put this back, okay, my coordination is sometimes off. All right, we're back flat again. Now I'm going to take each one off in turn, and you can see it. Let me try to stabilize this. Okay, good. Second filter, good. And you notice it gets narrower. It's doing a better job. Good. All right, which is exactly what it should do. Nice centered, nice peak, nice 3 dB drop, which of course is the definition of bandpass. Now, watch what happens when I take the last filter off and let it narrow. We have a tremendous drop in amplitude. And that's because it's offset. It's attenuating the signal tremendously. It's almost like a 14 dB drop. I just took out that other, that last IF filter. So my conclusion is the filter is working. It's the center frequency has been moved. And I think it's because of a capacitance issue. This is the schematic. The transistor's fine. The signals are fine. They all are comparative, or comparable, I should say, to the other circuits, the other LC circuits, which are identical. Right here is your tank circuit. If you notice LC center, that's your tank circuit. It leads to that PIN diode. I think that PIN diode is to blame. But it could be some capacitance has been lost somewhere else. So, Vlad, if you want to add something or would like your opinion, or anyone else, please let me know. And I hope this little foray into fixing spectrum analyzers is helping someone. Thank you.